Muffin's Trains. Am I late, Tori? Am I late? I might be like, it may have taken a second for it to kick off. I might be late. I might be late. So we'll start out with the WTIUs. Okay, so MTH told me they were going to ship last week from Asia. That did not happen. And they told me yesterday that they're scheduled to ship on the 22nd or 23rd, which will be next week. And that would get them in here about York. I'm thinking. And they're going to, if in fact they really get on the water on time, then they'll put a big note out and put a big note out to everybody so I have some idea of when they're coming. So I know late last month they were working on software issues, and I think they got that resolved. So let's hope that's the case. So yeah, we're waiting on pins and needles for MTH to get that ship. So hey, Lem is asking about the Dixie Flyer. We're going to work with Atlas and make an 8-car Dixie Flyer passenger set custom run. And I've been talking to the L&N Historical Society and the guys at Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis, and some guys at Chicago, Eastern Illinois, because the Dixie Flyer was a train that ran from Chicago to Miami. 5 different railroads touched it on its way down. Chicago and Eastern Illinois took it to Evansville, and then the L&N picked it up and took it to Nashville, and then the NC in St. Louis took it to, I forgot, and met up with Seaboard, I think. I've forgotten who the 4th one is. And then they took it to Jacksonville, and then Florida East Coast picked it up and took it to Miami. I forgot who the 4th one was. But anyway, I've been getting magazines. I got 2 new books on L&N cars, and I'm just getting ready to, probably this weekend, we'll sit down and spec the cars. And I want to do like a mixed set. So I want to have at least 1 car from Chicago, Eastern Illinois, 1 car from Florida East Coast, a couple of cars in the Dixie Flyer paint scheme. There's a baggage car that's black, and I want to do that. And obviously the L&N cars were blue. I've got a guy at one of the historical societies looking to see if the Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis cars were Pullman green before they painted them blue to match the L&N. And I don't know the answer to that yet. But anyway, we're gonna make an 8-car set. I'm kind of thinking about, I saw in the documentation 2 different RPOs. One with the silver roof and one with the black roof. And I'm actually thinking about putting two RPOs in the set. Just because that's so cool. And they did quite a bit of revenue on mail sorting and that kind of stuff. So anyway, so I don't have an answer yet. I'm working on it. I would think in the next week, we'll get them announced. And the Sioux Line set we're doing, we've got a lot of help from Sioux Line experts. And we're going to do a 8-car Sioux Line set. And then our Boston and Albany set in the green to match our Berkshire that's coming from Lionel. We're going to do 8. We're going to bump that set to 8 cars as well. So that's kind of the plan. So, but not a lot new, but I'm really excited about the project. I don't know. We've talked about doing something like that. I can't really do it with Lionel. And the question is some of the streamlining is a little bit different. I think at some point we'll get this figured out. I mean, they did put an engine in this catalog for the NC in St. Louis. And so anyway, we're work in process at this point. Something I'd really like to do. And one in the Lionel catalog is pretty close. So, okay, that's that. Let's see. Nothing on this. Nope. Nothing yet on that. Takes a little while. That's really the big holdup is getting artwork done. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Hey, Dave, how are you? Mr. Kelly, how are you? Hey, John, the triplexes will arrive at Lionel. I think think let's left the list back there. I think it's next week. It's really soon in, and I've got a handful of my Eries left without the white wheels, and I have a handful of the U.S. Army Dwight D. Eisenhower's left, but they're going to be here, pretty soon. And then our Berkshires, including the Boston and Albany, are like 2 weeks behind that. We'll see those in early, in early September. This is pretty funny. I can read these as I go. Forget about the flyers. Stay focused on Halloween cars. Sound like Sam. She wants the Halloween cars. Okay, what else we got up here? Let me go back up. You got a lot of guys jumped on here with questions. I didn't get it. We talked about the WTIU. We did that already. We're going to have a talk. Korber, your favorite drink guy. Yeah, you're in big trouble. Yeah. Funny. Good afternoon, Dan. Yeah, Dixie Flyer we talked about. Greg, hello, Greg. We talked about that. We talked to Randy. EL, is that for Erie Lackawanna? ELW trains? I just got the Erie Lackawanna PAs in today, and they look pretty good. Hey, buddy, how are you? I haven't heard Steve Areno in a long time. Oh, Mr. Stoneburner's on here. Oh, my God, this is a great guy. He just lives outside of Washington, D.C., and we're fooling around with him trying to help him move his collection. So, and I don't know, you might think this is funny, but I have an engineering degree from Purdue, right? I am a smart dude, smart dude. And I took a cut at his inventory and figured out pretty quickly it's about 300 cubic feet, and my van holds 500 cubic feet. And I drove out there with my panel van, and I'd say his collection is more like 1,500 cubic feet. So we're going to go back out there and meet with him 2 weeks from today, I think. Yeah, we'll be there 2 weeks from today, and we'll get those going. So that's fun. Good to see you, Dave. Thanks for joining on here. Yep. The FEFs are beautiful. Which one's your favorite? I don't know if I'm going to run one or not. I took them after I got all the pictures and the videos yesterday. I took them all down to the store to kind of reduce the temptation. And I like that the black one in coal without elephant ears, with the original scheme with the white trim is kind of calling me. I like that. And but my gosh, both the grays, the gray and the yellow is really, really sharp, very glossy, really good looking. The gray and silver is good looking. The regular black's good looking. And of course the Challenger paint scheme. And, honestly, I think the Challenger's paint schemes will all be gone before I decide I want one. So, that'll be, that may be the end of it. So, but they are beautiful. Yep. Chris, thank you. Got your Legacy Penn Central RS-27. It's a beautiful engine, and it came out really good. I'm glad you got it. Thank you. Forget about. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I live on County Line Road, actually. Yeah. I do not know where the sanding towers are. I have no idea. I don't know. So, with my friend Gary Green's on here. Hey, buddy, how are you? The 072s have shipped. Ben, they shipped them yesterday. They're sending me several pallets from Atlas, including the track. So they're on the way, buddy. And VisionLine, let's see. Yeah, I think so. I think the VisionLine caboose, we may not see that till after Halloween. I'm just thinking about the schedule I saw a little bit ago. Let's see. The Walter, the PS1 cars I announced with MTH with the painted doors. We're going to do 4 road numbers, and those orders aren't even due yet. So we're not going to see those till second quarter yet next year, maybe early first quarter. Well, yeah, we could work on some new Korber kits. We've made mostly industrial buildings. Maybe doing a depot. Yeah. So if you think about the process, right? So, and I'm talking to another guy that's got a laser kit company that has some really cool stuff you'd like. I may be able to buy his company. I'm trying, but the process is you got to hand carve basically the original model before you can pour the molds, and away you go. And I've got the original walls that were hand carved by Ernie Korber starting in 1978, and they're upstairs here. We've got them all here in the building. Actually, I was up there yesterday just looking at some of them. I just think, I'm holding this thing in my hand that Ernie Korber made, in order to make the Korber kits. And so, yeah, I think new Korber kits would be a good idea. We added Anakin, which is a combination of several kits. We'd made that new kit a little while ago, and then we've started making. Ernie, before he died, started fooling around with modular walls and putting them all together, and we have a lot of that, those parts, and so Tanya's been fooling around with making some kits out of that. We did do Korber a long time ago, you might know, made a kit of the Lionel Factory, and Lionel Factory kit, and they show up on eBay occasionally, pretty expensive, and so we've reproduced that kit. We have that available now. I don't know how it's priced, probably $400, but it's pretty big. And we've got a sample down at the store. I think it's on top of the refrigerator. I don't know. It's pretty big. I don't have one on my layout. That might not be a bad idea if I could find a way to work it in. But yeah, we are doing that now. The white trim's calling you too, Glenn. Yeah. Oh, I know. It is really, really pretty. And I think, I'd like to have that pull in my military trains. I don't have any Union Pacific passenger cars. FEC cars, no. Oh, the only thing I was talking about is adding an FEC car to the Dixie Flyer, because the FEC pulled that train at the end. And they used 482s like they're currently in the Lionel catalog. I'm thinking I might have Harry custom paint a couple of those in FEC markings. I think that'd look pretty cool. All right, let's keep playing the lottery. Yeah, we had a guy today buy two. I loved it, but yeah, that's, I understand. I understand. Let's see. A5's coming in. I don't know. They're not taking any more orders. I can't add to my order with them, so that tells me they ought to be really imminent. I got the schedule for all my custom runs through the end of the year, but I didn't get anything else, so I don't know. Let's see. All right. Ever seen a steam loco you don't think was beautiful? I don't know. Let me think. Is there an ugly steam engine comes to mind? I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to think of that. Shoot. The reason they're black, don't you, is so your wife can't tell them apart. She thinks it's just the same train. That's why they're black. And help you with that. Yeah, hey, Randy. Yeah. No, I think I think the Berkshires, well, the Polar Express Berks are right behind the A1s. So they're probably, I forgot, I know the date, I got it in there, but it's pretty soon. I think we're going to see them pretty soon. So I think they'll be September or early October. I've just forgot the date. I meant to bring that pad back here with me, and I didn't do it. So actually, I could probably bring it up online. Here, let me look here. See if I can get to my email on this computer. I might be able to, and I can tell you for sure. Here we go. Let me move it over here out of the way of my camera. So let's see. I got that this morning. Let me go find it. Just take a second here. I'm sorry. But you guys like to know this stuff. So let's go. It's worth looking for. Where is that? A couple other guys to say hi to. I've been doing a lot of stuff today. Where is that? Oh, I had it. Let me search for it instead of hunting. All right, here we go. I found it. So the Berkshires you're talking about arrive at Lionel October 14th is the plan. So they'll be in long before Christmas. And then between now and then, obviously the triplexes come in next week. My Boston and Albany and the A1 Berks, they're coming in 9/12 to Lionel. The GP9s, SW8s are coming in 9/12. And then the 460s, I've got several custom runs. Chicago Great Western, Erie, New York, Ontario, and Western, and Milwaukee Road, and CB&Q. I've got 5 custom runs in the 460s. And they're arriving at Lionel 10/11, October 11th. And then I did a Monon flat car with 2 trailers and different paint scheme. They arrive October 14th. And then the E6s, they come in middle of November. And then the Pittsburgh and Lake Erie U28, the U28s I did with my friends in Pittsburgh, right? Those arrive 11/14. And then the cabooses we were talking about, they're scheduled to arrive 11/29. So that would include the caboose we chatted about just a minute ago. All right. What else? Yeah, they are beautiful. Aren't those beautiful? Gosh. Yeah, the blue and white Stockyard, Clyde had made that earlier in a freight set, not a passenger set, with 4 cars, nickel plate road passenger cars. There were some Streamline and some Madisons, heavyweights. He was duplicating a train that ran out of Cleveland. That's the only time the blue and white's been made, by MTH anyway. And so we wanted to make that again. And in order to meet the minimum run, he and I split it. So that's pretty fun. All right. Hello. Yeah, I got him over here. I'm trying to get my base 3 up. That's what I was working on this afternoon before the call. So I might get them done. And then my daughter pinged me just a few minutes ago and told me I could come and get my U25s. I'd like to get those over here too. So, yeah, we'll be bringing Korber to York for sure. Just Liz and I are coming. I do not know anything new on the Premier passenger cars. I'll have to find out. Did I order a plasma Berkshire? Which one is plasma? I don't know. Red? Is it blood red? I don't think so. Yeah. Chance Atlas doing a Maroon Rock Island. So yeah, there's a chance when they do GP35s again. They still have the tooling for the GP35. So yeah, I've got my list of GP35s I want to get made and GP38s I want to get made beyond the ones we're doing now. Right now we're doing Sioux Line, aren't we, in the red and white? And we're doing, what else are we doing? We're doing Chicago South Shore and Indiana Harbor Belt, and both in the orange, which I've wanted them for a long time. So, yeah, pretty cool. Make a video of my collection. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could. I used to in the old days. I took photos of everything, and I had kind of a place where you could see them all on the website. But it's gotten so out of control. So, but yeah, I should do. We could do that. We could start. We could do. Would you want me to do it by road name, or would you want me to do it by product type? We'd have to figure out the best way to do it. Yep, we should see the Volume 1 stuff. Those are my custom runs that we talked about are from Volume 1. So, yeah, coming along. Oh, no. Was it direct from Bluish? Oh, I know which one you mean. No, I didn't order one. No, that, I'm resist their efforts to sell things outside of the dealers. So, bleh. Yeah. Okay, FB45s, they're here. They came. They're here in the pallets we got this week. And my daughter, if she finished the U28s, then that would be the next thing, is to get the FP45s out. And I haven't seen any of them yet. I know they're over there, but they're definitely here. And then after that, we'll work on all the rolling stock. We got all of our composite war emergency hoppers came in. I did 2 6-car sets in Clinchfield and 2 6-car sets in Monon, and they're oversold. I didn't make enough. So, and I'm not sure I'm going to get any for my layout because of that. So, bad news for Mr. Muffin, I can tell you. So, the guy who dies at the most wins. I don't know if it's a competition. I don't know. We like it. We like it for sure. Okay. So what else do we know? So we'll be running. I'm working on the base 3. I've got to put 2 base 3s in here. One on the east side layout over here. I know the camera's opposite where I'm pointing, but and that's 100 feet long, and at the deepest, 20 feet, something like that, at the south end. And so I was working on that right before I got on the call, and I'm using iPad minis for the app, and then I'll add a base 3 to the big layout. And it's easier, I think, to do the little layout. It's not that little, but it's simpler to do it first, So yeah, we got some rolling stock in. I know that the war emergency hoppers were in there, and I just don't remember what else. Let's see if I can find it. I'll go to products. Let's see if I can find that, where she's got that in here. I can see let me look and see what came in here. U25s we talked about. I said U28, but I didn't mean that. U25, the Alco PAs, they're here. FP45s are all here. The 4-bay Rail King 4-bay cylindrical hoppers came in. And then a bunch of stock cars. Rail King again, Milwaukee Road, Pennsylvania, Santa Fe, Southern, Chicago Northwestern, Canadian National. And then some plug door box cars came in. Chessie, Norfolk Southern, Chicago Northwestern, page 2. Union Pacific, Great Northern. Then 33K tank cars came in. CSX, NASA, BNSF. We got the Rail King version of the flat cars with the Jeeps, and then the composite hoppers. And those road names were Baltimore, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Erie, Union Pacific, and then we did Clinchfield and Monon. And then we got a bunch more of the 060s, the Rail King scale 060s. Reading, Chesapeake and Ohio, Atlantic Coastline, my Monon custom run. There was a few of those left, and my Erie custom run. So they came in. So in that was 9 pallets of trains from MTH. 9 pallets. Oh my gosh. And they're all taller than Mona. So it's a lot, a lot going on. Who's final say on which engine or rolling stock you're allowed to keep? Well, I don't really know how to answer this. It depends on how sneaky I am, I think. And then my son gets involved too, because, we've got a really good customer looking for something, and the only one we got left is mine. And if I haven't done the right things, it could be sold. I've had lost. Clyde sent me a couple of pieces that he wanted me to have, custom runs he did, and before I even got him at the layout, my son sold them. So I got to watch him too. So I got everybody fighting against me. But I kept all the boxes. I got a good inventory, so when they go to clean up someday, and they'll have a good record of what's here. That's a plan. Good question. She's not here today. Liz isn't here today. She had a little bit of a sinus headache, so she went home a little bit earlier this afternoon. Just Sam and me. I think Sam's probably gone now. But we've been down here doing videos and getting things set up for tomorrow. So Any other questions for me? I kind of went through the stuff I wanted to tell you, I think. Pretty exciting. It's August, late August, so things are starting to ship. I guess the official start of train season is September 1st, is what I've always been told. I don't know what's magic about that, but as we're heading into the fall, we've had a super busy summer. But I think we're good. I think we're doing okay. So, anything else? Anybody? Stay focused on Halloween cars. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. What do you say? I understand. I have to sneak it past the wife. Well, when I was married to Jeff's mom, I had a Pontiac Bonneville SSEI was my car for my business stuff. And the reason I bought that car is it had the biggest trunk. And I could hide stuff in there like crazy. And then, bring it in the house when she's out was kind of the thing. So, right. So, pickles and ice cream on the way home. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, Randolph, we run the trains tomorrow for half an hour or so at 2:00. And they'll be running here behind me and get that going. My wife put aside in the train room, funeral at 11, train auction at 2. Oh gosh. No, I haven't put any of my stuff in the auction. I don't have any old engines. I mean, the oldest thing I have is the first command control engine Lionel made from 1994. Everything I have is a command control. So that's pretty cool. So the Rail King Scale 060, I can tell you, I think they were in last night's newsletter. Let me look. I'll just, instead of me trying to remember them, I can read them. Here we go. So I got to get rid of that. It'll pop up. All right. Let's see. So the 060s, these are scale steam engines, right? They're not semi-scale. So Chesapeake and Ohio with a slope tender, and Chicago Northwestern with a slope tender. I just dropped my list. As the pictures loaded, everything blew up on my computer. Here, I was there for a second. Where am I? Did I blow past it? I might have. Chesapeake and Ohio, did I say that already? And here we are. Yeah, Chesapeake and Ohio with a slope tender, Chicago Northwestern with a square tender, and then Reading with a slope tender. That's probably the one I'm going to keep, I think. I haven't kept one yet, but I like it. It looks nice. And, pull Woodside boxcars will look pretty cool. U.S. Army with a square tender, Atlantic Coastline, and that's a very pretty paint scheme for the ACL. I think I'm not a big fan of all the purple, but it's a pretty paint scheme with a white stripe and the white logo. And then Union Pacific with a slope tender. Those are the 6. And then I did custom runs in Erie, and I did a custom run in Monon. So those are available as well. And they're sale priced at $469, I think. I've also got one of Clyde's Buffalo Creek custom runs Clyde did. And I got one of those over here he sent me. He likes to do is $459. He'll send me a custom run he gets, and we'll promote it in our newsletter, and then it'll hang out here for a while. It's a good idea to use the BCRs because you never have to replace them. They last forever, but I just have so many engines. I haven't replaced them all. So, but I am, as one goes bad, I've talked about this before probably, but if you've got an engine on the track with a battery, PS1 or PS2, and you can fire it up, get the sounds going, and then if you lift the engine off the track and the sound stops immediately, then it needs a battery replacement. And if the sound keeps going, then you're okay. And I find even things I've had on the shelf for a couple of years, PS2 engines, if I put them on the track and let them charge a little bit, the batteries are fine. But if you discover that you lift it off the track and the sound's gone, then you need to replace it. So it'll remember who it is, right? Otherwise, when you go and program it into DCS and you tell it it's engine 18 or whatever, it won't remember that. Next time you put the thing on the track, you won't be able to find it. So you want to replace that, and it's pretty easy to do. And you can use a battery. They're about $20, and the BCR is about 25, something like that. I think BCR is like $5 more. And we stock all the BCRs. Those guys are friends of ours, and we get them from them. But yeah, it's not a bad thing to do. Let's see. No, I didn't talk about the F-19s. I don't have a new date. They're talking December. They went back to Asia, and they said it was a decoration problem, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if it was a bad bell or I don't have any idea, but I know it affected all of them. It's not like they misspelled the word Chesapeake, because it affected the ones that weren't CNO. So they all went back, and I'm hearing middle of December. But it's 45 to 60 days to get back there, and then they got to fix whatever it is in 45 to 60 days to bring it back. So I think December would be good. But yeah, we were so psyched up for those. I'm really, looking forward to getting them. So I don't know. I mean, Lionel MPC, I don't know. I'm just not, that's not my cup of tea. And so I'm probably not the best guy to ask. They certainly could be upgraded to TMCC pretty easily. There's upgrade kits available. Scott Mann at Third Rail bought that company, and you can go to thirdrail.com or whatever he calls the other stuff. I've forgotten. But he's got all the upgrade kits, and they would come with directions on how to do it. I probably would not spend the money to upgrade it to Legacy, and you can't. There's no upgrade kit for Lion Chief, so your best bet's going to take it to TMCC. I mean, obviously, if I don't know what the upgrade kits cost, let's say it's $100. So, I mean, you might be better off to sell that thing on, if it's a diesel particularly, sell that thing on eBay and put the money into something new. But either way. Okay, well, I've really worn out my welcome here. It's 6:34. My mom would not like me running over. I guess I could tell her I got here late. So we'll be back here next week for sure. And looking forward to that. Thank you all for joining and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. And we'll be live at the layout back here behind me tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern.